Awaited EcoMobility World Festival has got underway, with motorists in the Sandton CBD having to use alternative modes of transport. Shuttle services have been provided to assist motorists in getting around Sandton. The festival is all part of a campaign to encourage motorists to use public transport, cycle or walk to work.
Well, ahead of the COP21, the UN Climate Change Conference due in Paris in December, government is ramping up efforts to encourage all South Africans to go green and reduce our carbon footprint. Scientists say global warming and climate change is having adverse effects on a range of issues, including food security. For the whole month, motorists into Sandton can only access the precinct via public transport or eco-friendly modes. It's hoped the use of public transport, walking and cycling will reduce pollution and traffic congestion and encourage a healthier lifestyle.
Well, EcoMobility Month certainly taking a centre stage at the moment. It's definitely a talking point, and our reporter Hasina Gori is in Sandton. She's been monitoring developments for us there. So let's get an update from her. Hasina, good afternoon to you. Good for you to join us. First of all, EcoMobility Month officially launched today. There's been quite a bit of scepticism around this new venture. What's the feeling you're getting from commuters?
Yes, EcoMobility Month began this morning, and the sense we're getting from people, like last week, many are excited. Some are a bit skeptical whether or not they'll be able to get to their places. One thing I need to highlight is that it's not completely car-free. People can use their cars in Sandton. They can still drive into Sandton, still access most of the roads. What the city of Joburg has created is a public transport loop which runs via Rivonia Road, Fredman and 5th, where you can drive around the precinct. The roads inside, such as Alice Lane and Mode, are a little harder to access with your cars. That's where they're encouraging you to then park and use either the bus services that they have, the taxi services that they have, or walk and cycle through the precinct. What we saw this morning earlier on, there was a bit of gridlock. There is some teething problems. There's not enough signages, so people don't know which lanes are the bus lanes. They are not sure, which lanes they should be driving in, and also not sure which roads exactly are closed. So there was a bit of a few teething problems. But most people we saw coming out, especially from the Gautrain station, they were quite excited that they got in here a lot faster than usual. Those driving did complain, however, that it added at least 5 to 7 minutes to the usual drive into Sandton.
All right, Hasina, and just remind us again, what is the aim of EcoMobility Month, and what have been some of the driving factors, excuse the pun, behind the initiative?
EcoMobility Month is one of our government's attempts to reduce our carbon emission. South Africa is one of the largest contributors of greenhouse emission in Africa. So they've been trying to reduce this, find different ways. Also, Sandton was chosen because it's one of the most congested areas in South Africa. It sees over 85,000 cars enter into and out of during peak time. So it needed to find ways to decongest the roads, and this is one way of it doing so. Also, COP21 is happening in December in Paris, and government wants to go to Paris and go with actual proof of what they're doing, not just talk, but to show that we are working on ways to bring down our carbon emission and to go green.
Okay, and Hasina, taking things forward, there's not only the road closures, but a lot of other activities planned for the month. What are some of those plans, Hasina?
So the streets are one of the best ways to get people out and to enjoy spaces. So during EcoMobility Month, there are various dialogues. Tomorrow the mayor will have a public dialogue at 5 p.m. During the weekend, there's a Freedom Ride, which is a free ride, which people will be able to take their cycles and enjoy it. It's not a race, it's just a ride. There's also a family day where people can come out and learn road safety with their families. There's various different activities planned, like sports days, and the biggest water slide also planned out. So there's lots of fun activities for people to come out and take over the streets and enjoy the streets of Sandton.
All right, and finally, Hasina, after EcoMobility Month, what's the thinking to take this forward?
Government is not only doing this for 1 month. There are plans that are going to be taking forward between 3 to 5 years, where government will have BRT rapid bus systems which will run through Sandton. They are hoping to bring the rear via into here. There are also plans to put in cycle lanes, which have started slowly but surely. And there's also a walking bridge, an iconic walking bridge over the M1, which will bridge all those people who are walking from Alex into Sandton in a safe and secure way.
All right, Hasina, thank you very much. We'll leave it there. That's our reporter, Hasina Gori, just bringing us the live updates from the Sandton CBD, where people are having to use alternative modes of transport, as today was the official launch of EcoMobility Month.